Good afternoon. I'm Charity Quison, your host for today's webinar. This webinar is part of the activities of Three Nation Knows, which aims to orient the TUA stakeholders with different student services of the university this school year 2022 to 2023. We are very excited to see you, meet and greet you, and of course to serve you both physically and virtually in the library. However, we are still in the midst of transition. COVID is still within us. Thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to our webinar in the theme Optimizing Use of Online Resources, a walkthrough of EBSCO databases, and Follett Destiny. This webinar is prepared by the University Library in partnership with the EBSCO Information Services. So now, sit back, listen, and have enjoyable learning experience with us. In order to guide us through the session, let us start this webinar with an opening prayer followed by the national anthem and Trinity hymn.
Our Heavenly Father, the fount of all goodness and grace, the cause of wisdom, the source of intelligence, we welcome you, O Lord, to this auspicious gathering of your beloved, who continuously give you thanks for every opportunity to learn something new and become fruitful to the works of your creation. We humbly come to you, not because we are worthy, but because we find ourselves in need of you, who is our strength and our hope, to continue despite the challenges we face in health, prosperity, and our solidarity with one another. We pray that today's gathering, made possible by the grace of advancements in technology and social media, becomes successful in its endeavors, so we can offer it back to you as our humble offering to honor you, glorify you, and love you through our deeper connection with everyone. May we find bliss in today's session and become more productive children and co-creators of the earth. This we ask and pray through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Bayang magiliw, preso silanganan, alab ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuloy ka lang magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisihin. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mo baka, may dilag kang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isat ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdidinig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailang pa may di magdidinig. Lumay ang araw na walang ating pagsinta. Buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang ligaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Hail
To give us the opening remarks, may I call on the ever-supportive Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Howell T. Ho.
Welcome to Renations. Greetings. Welcome to the participants of the webinar on optimizing use of online resources. A walkthrough of EBSCO host databases and the Follett Destiny Library Manager as a part of the Trinitian Knows activity, an orientation program of Trinity University of Asia. Special thanks to our speaker, Mr. Bonet Sagisabal, and to the University Library, especially to our hardworking librarians headed by Ms. Jennifer Racimo, our head librarian. I hope you enjoyed the program today and learned many things on search options in EBSCO, finding peer-reviewed content, getting assistance on citations, and the mobile accessibility of the application. Thank you very much for finding time to be with us today, and welcome to today's training.
Thank you so much, BPAA Dr. Howell T. Ho. And now, let me introduce our guest speaker for today's webinar. Mr. Bon Sigisabal is a registered nurse in the Philippines and obtained his bachelor's degree in nursing at Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Pasay. At present, he is pursuing his master's degree in Business Administration at San Beda University Graduate School of Business. He has been in the library and information industry for about 10 years and is actively promoting online research resources to various academic, medical, government, and corporate institutions in the Philippines. Currently, he is in the Information Consultant of EBSCO Information Services. Please join me in welcoming Sir Von Sigisabal.
Hello, good day everyone, and thank you for attending my session on optimizing library resources, a walkthrough of EBSCO databases. So I'm Bon Sigisabal, your information consultant of EBSCO Information Services. For today's session, I have prepared these different objectives, wherein at the end of my session today, everyone will be able to navigate the EBSCO host platform and access those help resources recently subscribed on additional resources by the Trinity University of Asia Library. Construct and apply those basic and advanced search strategies, apply those relevant filters and limiters, accessing full text content, the use of your EBSCO's folder account, create searches, create search and publication alert. Because you also have access to ebooks, I'll also teach everyone on how you could search, read, and download ebooks, access those help resources, and of course, I'll take the opportunity as well for me to promote the EBSCO mobile app. For those of you who are not yet familiar with our company, so our company is EBSCO Information Services. We are a leading provider of research databases, ebooks, and discovery service to different libraries. We have been to this industry for 77 years, and we have partnered with different libraries to improve research with quality content and technology. I think you're familiar already with this slide. In my past orientation to students, faculty, and staff of Trinity last year, so I presented this slide. Just want to show you on what is the value of accessing EBSCO resources comparing with just Googling it. So we have reliability of information, it offers you citation and bibliographic assistance, and it will really offer you an authoritative information database. Comparing as well with EBSCO databases with Google Scholar, I mean. So this primarily will help you to get more licensed full text content, because in Google Scholar you're getting some articles for free, yet it may pose certain limitation in terms of really accessing the full text articles that you may need for your research. Summarizing my premise on the previous slide, so you have here different sources for your research. Google will always be your the free resource that might provide you some unauthoritative information or misinformation, Google Scholar as well will help you in your scholarly research, but it may pose certain limitations in terms of accessing the full text content. Whereas in EBSCO, which is the subscription of the library, it will offer you more specific, systematic, and disciplined focus search. So, Bon, how can we access these resources that were subscribed by our library? So currently, we have created several login credentials, and I guess this has been promoted by the library. So if you don't know yet your username and password, please reach out with the library, with the team of Ma'am Jeng Racimo, for you to get those login credentials. Then later in my live demo, we will be doing a detailed and comprehensive navigation of the EBSCO host platform. And just want to add with this particular orientation that just this year, the Trinity University, your Trinity University of Asia Library had upgraded your subscription of our EBSCO databases. So as you can see, the ones with an asterisk are the additional or upgraded content within your subscription. First is the upgrade from Academic Search Elite to Academic Search Premier. As mentioned in my previous orientation, this is a multidisciplinary database. So the other databases that were added to the subscription of the university to support the other course programs of Trinity is Hospitality and Tourism Complete, Education Research Complete, and Computers and Applied Sciences Complete. On the right-hand corner of your screen, so these are just complementary databases that we have also included po in your subscription. Now let's dive deep to these databases. As mentioned, we have your library had upgraded the subscription. Before it is Academic Search Elite, now it's Academic Search Premier. And as you can see, with the initiative of the library to do this certain upgrade, it now offers its user almost twice the number of active full-text non-open access journals for multidisciplinary research. Kindly take note that academic search versions on what you are seeing on my screen are all for multidisciplinary research. So we hope in the near future as well that the library would also consider the upgrade to the other databases or upgrade with Academic Search Complete and the Ultimate version. And as you can see, as your library is upgrading the database, it will offer you additional full text content. Okay, so this is one highlight of the upgrade that was done by the library. In addition, we also have, as mentioned, we have also a database of for business, for your business program. So this will cover you a database covering business and business related subject areas. So as you can see, this particular number of titles po of the journals, this is for the business and business related subject areas po. So for your nursing and allied health, which is I think one of the flagship courses of your university, you have an access to CINAL, which is the cumulative index to nursing and allied health literature. So this is a subject-specific database focusing on nursing and allied health literature. Okay, so as you can see, it has 283 additional journals pertaining to this subject area. So to complement as well the different allied health programs of the university, you have also a database of Medline, which is a database for biomedical research. So this would primarily complement as well CINAL. So as an additional of your university to subscribe to our content, to support your computer studies or computer programs of the university, you have subscribed as well as an additional database, our Computers and Applied Sciences Complete. Actually, this database is a member of the full suite of the family of resources for our computer studies. So currently, you are subscribing as well to the second version. And as time goes by, if there's a need to increase number of full text content to this particular subject area, we are as well encouraging the university and the programs as well to evaluate a higher version of this database, which is from the source version and the ultimate version. The next upgrade of your institution is a database focusing primarily on your education course programs. As you can see, your university is really promoting or wants to have a resource in particular of these subject areas. So as you can see, subscribing to Education Research Complete will give you access to additional 574 journals that are that is designed primarily for education subject areas po. And in the near future, there's also another upgrade that might be considered by your education program that will give almost 30% upgrade to the number of full text content on the education source version. And lastly, so you have an additional database to cover your hospitality and tourism programs. So this will really be helpful for those faculty and students in terms of hospitality and tourism research. Then again, it offers you an additional full text content to this particular subject area. And for those basic ed students or even faculty that are here, so you have an access as well to basic education database covering Mass Ultra School edition for, I may say, junior high school or secondary school search, and primary search in particular for your grade school database. So I have mentioned more of the databases side of your subscription. Now let me highlight the updates with regards to your EBSCO ebooks. So currently you are now accessing to almost 221,906 ebook titles, as mentioned, covering different publishers and different university presses. And these are some of the different publishers covered on that particular subscription of ebooks. Take note po that this ebook collection is also multidisciplinary that complements the databases that you may have, that you are currently accessing to. So this is just the Library of Congress subject classification, highlighting the different subject areas that the ebooks could cater to, in particular like education, general works, etc. And as you can see that the total value of ebooks that you're accessing right now is roughly around 42 million US dollars. It's good thing to note that Trinity has been subscribing to this ebook collection when the pandemic began. I think that was in 2020. And right now, Trinity is enjoying as well the upgrade of additional ebook titles po in the course of the subscription. And here are just some of the different sub-disciplines that this ebook collection that you could access with this ebook collection. And we have also content from different university presses. So you could see that they are not only like the known publishers or commercial publishers, but we do have also content from these different university presses, from Princeton, Stanford, etc. Okay, so I usually do my orientation to provide first what are the updates, what are the databases that you have subscribed to in addition or on top of your previous subscription. So as you can see, you can now access more full text content on the journal side, as unlike on your previous subscription. Now let's dive deep on how you could access these databases. So first, and I have already mentioned this to my previous orientation, that I'll be focusing more of the EBSCO host, which is really more of the undergraduate and postgraduate students could access to, because this is really more that will help you for your research. And on this note, you could see that these three key steps that you could do with the EBSCO's platform, which is search, filter, and find. So as you do your search, you must think about how you will be structuring your search term by identifying the terms and synonyms in your research topic. So example, if my research topic is why don't men and women exercise, I could break down this research topic to different terms like men, women, exercise, and barriers. After which, I could get the synonyms of this search term, like men and women is gender, exercise could be fitness, and barriers could be obstacles. After you have identified the terms and synonyms of in your research topic, we will now know the relationship that might exist between these two search terms by the use of the search tips and tricks. I think you are familiar with this, but let me refresh you because this is another year of doing your research, and I hope you are now you are using these search tips and tools for your research needs. So it will be like Boolean truncation, wildcards, and field codes. So Boolean logic will define this logical relationship between terms in your search. The Boolean search operators, so they are three. It's and or not. You can use this to you could use these operators to create a very broad or a very narrow search. You could also use wildcard and truncation symbols to create searches with unknown characters, multiple spellings, or various endings. So let's start with the asterisk wildcard. So you use this wildcard. This is also known as a truncation wildcard. This is generally used to find word endings. So just enter the root of your search term and replace the ending with an asterisk. So example, if you type COMPUT asterisk, to find the words relevant to computer, computers, computing, and computation. Next is the question mark wildcard. So to use this, just enter your search term and replace the unknown character with a question mark. Example, type NE question mark T to find all records containing the terms neat, nest, or next. Remember that question marks at the end of the words are not treated as wildcards. They are automatically removed from your search query. The next thing is the hash wildcard. So this is used by entering your search term and placing a hash or a hashtag where an alternate spelling might contain an extra character. Example, if you type BEHAV hash R to find all records containing the terms behavior or behavior. As you can see, both means the same, but they are in different spelling because one is written in British English, the other one is written in American English. Then the last two would be the use of quotation mark or exact phrase searching. Just a tip that if you are searching for 2 to 3 word phrases, just put it in double quotation marks, okay? For you to get more targeted search with your 2 to 3 search queries. At the same time, on this note, you could see that this we have also an inquiry here. We also have another thing here for advanced searching, which will help you identify more complex searches on this matter. Okay, so I hope you could use this one to help you identify more targeted search in your search query. Okay, so the next key step that we will be doing right now is filter. So once you have identified your search topic as well, you could now limit your results to then use the filter content. So you could use or filter your results to full text content or even a document type wherein you want to filter academic journals only or books, and even for a thesaurus term. Then the last key step will be find. So find is finding full text articles wherein you could browse full text results. So if we are referring to journals, you could access PDF or HTML full text, and for ebooks it could be PDF or EPUB full text. We will explore that one in my live demo. So we will be doing a basic search in my live demo, and as mentioned in my previous slide, so if we talk about advanced searching, so this is already doing more complex searches, and it's already a combination of your different truncation, Boolean, etc., and the use of field codes. So on this note, you could see that we are using here truncation, at the same time phrase searching, and even a field code. So in the concept of advanced search, we have what we call qualified or unqualified searching. So to summarize this, if you are using a field code to qualify your search, you are doing qualified searching. If you are not using any field codes, you are doing unqualified searching, that it only search the 5 default fields, namely author, subject, keyword, title, and abstract. At the same time, you could also do publication search, wherein you could look for a specific journal title. you could see this publication, but you could also see its past issues and its full text availability. You could also create your own EBSCO's folder account, which that you could you could save your journal articles to be accessible for future session. And this folder is also a main requirement for you to download the ebooks for offline use. And as mentioned in my objectives, I would like to promote as well the EBSCO mobile app. As mentioned, you just need to authenticate the mobile app by the user ID and password that will be given by your library. So on this note, this is downloadable for free in App Store po or in Google Play Store. So just look for EBSCO there. So in the interest of time, so I have provided lang po here several screenshots. So on this note, if you downloaded already the app, just click Get Started. Just look for your institution, Trinity University of Asia. After you click Connect your institution, you will be redirected to a sign-in page wherein you need to enter the user ID and password provided by the library. Once the app is successfully authenticated, you could now browse the entirety of the subscription. So there are no difference between the content that you could access on a desktop version and in the mobile app version. The main difference are the tools that you could use, because the mobile app is of course a very space saving, diba? So you could see that some of the tools that you could use, like quick filters, are only available in full text, etc. Not the entirety of the full suite of the filters that you could access on a desktop version. So you could also browse the full text content. At the same time, for ebooks, you could see the ebook availability. You could bookmark and highlight pages and even see your ebook checkout. So I guess most of you are excited now to do the platform overview. If you have questions po for me with regards to this orientation, please reach out po to your library for your questions, and we could address that as soon as I receive them po from the library. So I'll be now going to the platform overview. So I'll be just switching my screen. So now, how can you access the EBSCO databases that were subscribed by your institution? So I think the library had already other ways of accessing this database, I think through your LMS portal, etc. But I will also teach you another way, that from the university website, just scroll all the way down and you could see that there is a portal here of the library and there is an EBSCO link here. So if you click EBSCO, you will be redirected to a sign-in page. Okay, so you could see where will you enter the user ID and password credentials that will be provided by your library. So if you are not familiar yet with that, please reach out to the Trinity Library for you to get your login, because the login as well right now are already per department. So I'll be using the library credentials. So once you've successfully signed in, so you will be redirected to this interface. As mentioned in my objectives, I'll only be focusing on the EBSCO host platform, which is on the middle. So you will see here that this links determines the interface where you will be accessing the database that were subscribed by your institution. If you are from Basic Ed, so we have also a dedicated database for elementary. So this house po the primary search database for elementary. Then this K7 to K12 for junior to senior high school houses naman the databases for junior high school. I'll not be dwelling much into the details because I'll be focusing on EBSCO host in the interest of time, okay? So if you click that, you will be redirected to a single search box. So it looks like a Google-like search. However, it promotes or it provides you more licensed full text content that are not available for free, because this is an institutional subscription of Trinity. So let's try to navigate the different functionalities that you could see on this platform. So there's a new search button here. You could also search for the different subject areas. This is really more for complex searches, but this also includes different thesaurus. So this thesaurus might lead you to more controlled vocabularies, pertaining to your particular search. I'll not be dwelling much into the details. You could explore on this one because the details are you could found on the help functionality. Okay, it's because I'll be only doing just the basic searching. And remember, I also discussed about the publication search, where if you want to look for a specific journal title that you want to access. So example, I am from the business program. So I know that based on this orientation that we have a database for business, which is Business Source Elite. So on this note, I'll try to check if we have access to Harvard Business Review. So let me check Harvard, yeah, Harvard Business Review. And if I click browse, so you see that your institution has access to Harvard Business Review from 1985 publication to present. So if you click Harvard Business Review, so you could see the details of this particular publication and the issues and articles po from 1985 daw po yung full text niya to present. Okay? So on this note, let's see what's the latest issue of Harvard. So as you can see, it already has the September and October 2022 issue. Okay? That is publication search. Another search tip that I would like to provide is if you click the logo here of Trinity, you will be redirected back to the basic search page, which is like resembles like your home page button. You could also do image searching. So if you're looking like for certain images, these images are only limited to images in the journal, in the journals that you have an access to full text. Next is for company profiles. This is also good for your business program because you have an access to a business database. So if you click company profiles from here, so let's example, so what do we mean by company profiles? So we are searching here for different companies and the details of that particular company. So we are using MarketLine as a partner here for identifying company profiles. So example, let's try to search a foreign company first. So example, Apple. So as you can see, we have a company profile of Apple, which is a technology company in the US. If you click MarketLine report, this will help you to assess or to have a description of this particular company. This is very helpful for business students in identifying marketing strategies and what would be the business trend of this particular company on their industry. So this includes this different information and even SWOT analysis. This could really help the students to identify, of course, the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of this company that might be related to the industry itself. So the good thing about this is you could download this company profile in PDF for you to use it as a reference material. Okay, so much with that. So Bond, that's an American company. Let's take a look another company. So, for example, let's try to search Universal Robina Corporation. Okay, if you click browse, so you see you have an access of Universal Robina Corporation, which is a food industry or company in the Philippines. If you click MarketLine report, so you will be redirected to the information of Universal Robina Corporation, all of this information and even its SWOT analysis. Okay, so this is a very helpful content on top of the journals, magazines, and ebooks that you could access within the database. Okay. Okay, on this note, we also have more functionality here, but this will just lead you to dictionaries, even indexes, and ebooks. If you only want to access ebook content, so regardless of if you don't want journal content, just go to ebooks and click ebook collection. Then this will redirect you to a page where you will only access, or an ebook landing page that will access only those materials that are only ebooks, regardless where it came from, as long as you have access to it in EBSCO. On the right hand corner, so these are more of the preferences or more of personalization tools. So as you can see, this sign in and folder, this is more of the EBSCO's folder account. You could also translate the platform interface to these different languages. And as mentioned, you have as well an access to the help functionality that will detail the EBSCO's complete online help system. If you want to primarily focus on different key functionalities that you want to go in depth and study. So if you click tutorial, you will be redirected to our customer facing support site, which is connect.ebsco.com, that will provide you details on that particular mga tutorials po. Okay? So much with that. Okay, now let's do a quick search. But before we do it, if you click choose databases, you could select or deselect databases. As you can see, the library had already done checking it for you, because we have already included the additional databases that you have an access to, and some of the databases that we don't have checked can be accessible via the Explorer interface for basic ed. Okay, so let's start the ball rolling. Let's start to do key step number 1. Example, I want to do a search something on digital marketing. As you can see, as I type few letters of my search term, we have a functionality called autocomplete. Then this is like a functionality of predictive text. So if I search for digital marketing, okay, I will be proceeding. Sorry, let's go back. Okay, so if I click digital marketing, I will be redirected to a variety of results. But before I do it, let me go first with the second key step, which is filter. So as you can see, you could see more filters in here, wherein you could limit your results to full text, scholarly, peer reviewed, and even a publication date. You could also check a particular source type, wherein this particular source type will lead you to different resources, that if you only want journals, trade publication, even ebooks, etc. You could also filter through a particular subject. So what do you mean by this? These different subject sets. So this subject term or thesaurus term will lead you to more controlled vocabularies of your search term, whereas major heading will lead you to major subject headings, because you have an access to SINAL subject headings for allied health resources, and Medline subject search for medical or biomedical research. So you could also do searching on that one, and this subject alone will lead you to more of the general subjects. Okay, you could also further filter through a particular publication, even publisher, company, and the list goes on. And of course, filtering a particular database. So proceeding with key step number 3, which is, if you remember, find. So let's find full text article. So as you can see, the power of the EBSCO's platform is it will lead you to several resources, depending on how related your search term to the resources. The first result is an academic journal. So this is a very recent journal from the Journal of Marketing Research. It offers you 2 full text version, HTML and PDF full text. Whereas the second result is an electronic book. So as you can see, you have an academic journal, ebooks, and in ebooks. So these videos that you're accessing right now are from Associated Press. So these are just mini news clips wherein these are just mini news clips. They are not downloadable. They're only viewable online. So if we try to check one, so if you click this one, okay, so on this note, you will see that it will redirect you to a separate tab. So I think I'm sharing naman my sound. Okay. So something like that. So these are just naman kasi mga mini news clips lang. And the good thing about this is it will provide you a summary and even the transcript of this particular video. This will also lead you to this download is only downloading the metadata, but you could use these videos if you want for classroom instruction for the teachers, etc. Okay, so much with that one. Now let's go with the other resources that you could see on this database. So as you can see, this is an alternate different resources from journals, from ebooks, etc. Okay, now let's try to first explore journals. So on this note, let's try to click the first result, which is already an academic journal that offers you 2 full text resources. So if you click that, you will be redirected already to the detailed record of that particular journal article. It includes yung mga author, source, etc. So let's try first to download a familiar version of full text, which is PDF full text. So if you click that, you will be redirected to a PDF version of that journal article. Okay, so while it's loading, you have an option to download it from the reader. So here, and download it from here, or download PDF. And once you have downloaded that article, so as you can see, so this is an article from Sage. So you could download the article in PDF. This is a good way to, once you download the PDF, you use this to reference that article that you could synthesize for your research. At the same time, you could also see the different that you could also access the different articles from this particular journal, where this journal or article came from. You could search for the different full text articles. You could also check for the different illustration, or even choose another issue of this article. Okay, so now let's go back to let's go back to the detailed record. So I guess you are familiar already with PDF full text. Later, we will be discussing on the HTML full text part. So on this note, we have different tools available as well for you to navigate this article. I guess many of you are familiar already naman with Google Drive. So Google Drive will allow you to save this article already directly from your Google Drive account. I will be not dwelling much into the details, but if you click Google Drive, you will be redirected in a separate pop-up window for you to sign in your Google account. So I'll not be doing this. So follow the prompts. Then later on, you will be having an option here, noting saving to Google Drive. So what will happen? It will create a folder straight from your Google Drive account. After that, inside that Google Drive account, you will see in the Google Drive folder, you could see a folder there named EBSCO. Inside of that, there will be the access to HTML and PDF full text. So you don't really need to download the PDF full text from here and save it to your Google Drive. You could save it directly na. At the same time, you could also add this article to your temporary folder. So your temporary folder is here. So print and save. This too only works for HTML full text. Why? Because of course, if you have an access to PDF full text, you have also an access to the article for offline use. Whereas HTML full text is only more of the online accessing of that particular article. So if you click print, so if the full HTML full text version is available, so you could print it already, okay, using the print function. And if you click save, you could save this article already in HTML full text, okay? So email, I'll discuss this later. And the most important thing for this orientation is for me to teach you on how you could cite an article. So if you click cite from here, I guess many of the students are being taught to use a citation format. I don't know with Trinity, but you could, most of the institutions naman use APA citation format. So if you, let's try to set an example of APA. So APA is here. Once you copied this, you have already cited this particular article. Export functionality will lead you to exporting the citation to bibliographic management software. If you are not using any of these, CitaV, EasyBib, etc., you could download and export the citation directly to an Excel file, which is CSV format. And you could also create note to this article. So let me try one. So example, I could type, this is a good article. If I click save, automatically this particular note will be saved to my temporary folder. And at the same time, you could also create permalinks. So permalink would really be a good thing for teachers. Why? Because if you're accessing EBSCO and you want to share resources from EBSCO directly to your LMS, you could share a permalink directly to your LMS, and once your students click that particular resource, they will be just redirected to signing in to their user ID and password credentials. Then automatically they will be redirected to that article from the permalink functionality. As mentioned, this will provide you a direct link of the article from EBSCOhost. So why not use the EBSCOhost platform for your what do you call this? The research or reading assignments for your student directly from your LMS. On the faculty side as well, you could also use permalink to reference in your syllabus making. So if you're creating maybe lecture notes or maybe creating references in your syllabus, you could also use permalink to reference some resources in EBSCO through the permalink functionality. Then the last two functionalities, listen and translate, this only works for HTML full text. So let me provide you an example. So if you further scroll down, so starting from here, so this is already the HTML full text. And as mentioned, this is only the online version of that article. So if I want to translate this article, meron na ditong Filipino eh. So let's try to okay, let's go Filipino, and if you click translate, so if everyone is familiar with Google Translate, so this is how it works, but we are using here Microsoft Translate. So it will just translate the HTML full text article into a different language. So from English, that will be from Filipino. Sometimes it takes time, so please bear with me. So while it's loading, so aside from translating this full text article, okay, so it was translated already so by Microsoft. So it will be helpful, especially if there will be students that, if you have foreign students or foreign faculty, that will really be very helpful for them. So let's go back to the original language. So if you further scroll down, okay, now you have also an opportunity to convert this particular the text to an audio format. This is what we call our text-to-speech functionality. So example, if I highlight this one up to maybe this one, okay, and if I click listen, so okay, so that will convert the text to an audio file. So I hope I have clicked the right thing, because sometimes it converts
Observing
automatically
product touch,
entirety
the
of the
vicarious
article.
haptic of
Okay, so the good thing about this, so having this article,
observing product
sorry,
touch, the vicarious haptic effect.
okay, so as you can see that this particular text are already converted to an audio format. So from a text file to an audio format, okay? So this is what we call our text-to-speech functionality. So before I forget, let me dive deep as well to email functionality. So example, if you're an email savvy person, you could email this article to yourself, maybe for safekeeping purposes, or if you want to keep this article for yourself for future consumption. So as another suggestion, if you are searching if you have an access to HTML and PDF format, I suggest don't select HTML full text already, because that will crowd your email, and PDF will really be your best reference for PDF in terms of email functionality. And the good thing about this is you could select already a particular citation format. If you click send, so let me check if I received this in my email. I hope it will load quickly. Okay, so as you can see, so it doesn't load yet. I hope, okay, let's try to reload. Okay, so it's here. So if you click this one, you could see that the article is you have already provided an APA citation format, which is here. At the same time, there's a permalink functionality here that if you click, you will be redirected exactly to the same page where the article is in EBSCO. And the most important thing is there's an attachment to its PDF full text file. This is how email works. Now let's aside from aside from the journal content, now let's try to navigate our ebooks. So this will be the last part of the session. So let's try to download and check with a book that has a two format. Okay, so 5. So marketing in a digital world. So this particular ebook has two format. It's PDF full text and EPUB full text. Later, I'll be discussing what this is full download. But the main difference of accessing journals to ebooks is that for ebooks, it has already a built-in table of contents. Inside po, in the results list pa lang, everything is hyperlinked. You could collapse the different portions or sections of the table of contents, and you could jump right through that particular section. And we have also most relevant pages of this book, wherein you could jump on a particular page. So let me discuss to you that this particular formats will just lead you to the reader of that particular journal. Full download will allow you to download the ebook from cover to cover by using a software called Adobe Digital Editions for laptop or desktop versions. If you're using mobile device, we are just encouraging you to just download the mobile app, okay? But downloading it for offline use is only for a limited time period set by your library. So the system is that if you're this is like borrowing a book from the library and returning it on returning it to a certain time. So ganun po siya. So let's try to check this marketing in a digital world. So as you can see, the tools that you could use are also the same tools that you could use in the journals, which I have already discussed a while ago. So because I'm using a laptop right now, so let's try to click PDF full text and see what will happen. So on this note, you could see that I'll be redirected to the PDF reader. The tools are all available in here, but the way that the ebook is presented in a reader is different. So what you're doing right now, or what I am scrolling right here, is what do you call online reading, okay? As long as you're connected with the internet, so you could just browse through it, okay? So as you can see, these are the details of the book. And as you can see, there are publisher's permission. So it means we are only allowed by the publisher to print, email, save 100 pages of this book per session. So if I say per session, if I download and if I log out and log in again, that will be another session. Why we have limitation? Because remember, this is only licensed content from different publisher. EBSCO doesn't own the content, but the content of the publisher utilizes the EBSCO's platform. That's why publishers set permissions with regards to the usability of the ebooks. So much with that. The good thing about this is you could download portions of the book in PDF format. As you can see, this is still related to our permissions. So example, I want to download this, the impact of digital innovations on marketing and consumers. If I click the download link here, so the chapter is 28 pages and I'm only allowed to download 100. So if I click download PDF, so automatically I will be redirected to download the 28 pages of this book. So ito na siya. So once I've already downloaded this, you could see that every page has this timestamp or may clause tayo dyan. This will, every page has it because this is bounded by the terms of use on the license that we have provided to your institution. So every page has it. And there's also a link to EBSCO's terms of use. Kaya po tayo mayroong limitation with regards po to downloading ebooks. Remember, this is 28 pages. If you go back from 172 pages na lang because you are on your existing session. So once you have consumed the number of pages that you are allowed by the publisher, there will be a pop-up message that you have already exceeded the number of pages that were allowed, something like that. Then because as mentioned, this will only be per session basis, so you could just log out and log in again for you to get and refresh those publisher permission. At the same time, you could also search within this book. So if you type marketing, okay, marketing, so it will lead you to certain portions of the book where the word marketing was mentioned, okay? And as you can see, it's highlighted po in the book. Okay, so I'll not be dwelling into the details of the functionalities kasi both are the same naman with the journals. I would like to present to you another search tip or trick that I would like to provide to you. So example, if you want to copy this portion of the book and copy it to my research or to my assignment or to Microsoft Word na lang ngayon. So may papakita, there is a technology here that will help you do the citation. For this only applicable for ebooks. So example, so this is my Microsoft Word. If I paste the highlighted text in my Microsoft Word, what will happen? So this is the text that I have already copied from the book, and it follows an automatic citation. The default is MLA and APA, so it will not be hard for you, especially for students, if you copy portions of the book. So you will be redirected. Well, we have an automatic citation in this different format. Take note that these are only available po for ebooks, yung auto citation, because for journals, we have naman the cite functionality. Okay? Then the last part of the session is, Bon, how can I download yung full download that you have mentioned earlier? So full download button is here. If you click that, remember I mentioned earlier in my slides that the first requirement for you to download the ebook for offline use is for you to create your own EBSCO's folder account. Because you don't have an account yet, so your folder is here, so let's check it out. Remember, this is your temporary folder. If I suddenly logged out or maybe something happens to my computer and I need to log in again, so all of the articles that you have saved in your temporary folder will all be gone, except if you have signed in to your My EBSCO's folder account for you to have an access to these items or content for future session. So once you click personal user sign in, because you don't have an account yet, just click sign up. So you have two options. First is if you want to connect your Google account. So I will leave the policy to the library for the Google account, because I guess you have a personal Google account and you have your maybe the school account in Google or the G Suite that you use for your yung at tua.edu.ph. So I'll give the policy to the library, whatever Google account you use, because we support naman both yung mga Gmail and of course yung G Suite. So if you don't want to connect your Google accounts, just fill everything up. So it's like creating your just own Facebook profile. But the thing here is you need to create a strong password. All of this X mark should be a check mark. Then you click the data privacy clause and click create account. So in the interest of time, so I have created already my account. Okay. So if I click or I have successfully signed into my account, so how will you know if you successfully signed in? Your first name should appear on the upper right portion of your screen. And as you can see, I have already accessed now the previous articles that I have downloaded. So from 1, it now came to 32. I have already 3 ebook checkouts, created 47 notes, and even created folders within my folder for research methodology. But so much with that, if you go back, let's try to check if we could download already the book. So if I click full download, remember I'm signed in already to my account or EBSCO's folder account. So I hope this will load. Okay, so as you can see, the details for downloading the ebook is already there. So I could talk to the library if in case default is 7 days, but we could extend it to the number of days that the library would be allowing users to download it. Again, maximum is 7 days. So if you download this, you have 7 days to access the ebooks for offline use. And if the format of ebooks that you are downloading has both PDF and EPUB, it will be dependent on what you are using. But because I'm using a laptop right now, so the PDF is a recommended format, And if you are using a mobile device, I will just encourage you na lang to download the mobile app. Before kasi, without the mobile app, you could download already the ebook in EPUB format in your mobile device. So it will still look for a reader. So right now, the good thing, our app supports already journals and ebooks. And the main difference of downloading ebooks for desktop version is you must have a software called Adobe Digital Editions. For mobile app, this is not required already. But for desktop, this is a requirement. So what is Adobe Digital? So this is a free software from Adobe. So here are the download tools that you need to download and create your own digital library. So instructions naman ano here, you just need to have an Adobe ID to authorize this Adobe Digital Editions for downloading. So explore nyo na lang po yan. And because I have Adobe Digital Editions, if I click full download, tingnan nyo po yung mangyari. Madedetect ng system that I have already an Adobe Digital Editions. So if I click the format that was downloaded in Adobe Digital Editions, yan, it's loading na. So it will automatically download, yan. It opens my Adobe Digital Edition software in my computer and it downloads already the book towards that software. So this is already the book, yan, Marketing in the Digital World. Yan. So the book is still loading. So once you have already downloaded yung book, yan, naglo-load pa siya, so pasensya na po. So this particular book, once it's downloaded already, you have 7 days to access this ebook for offline use kahit wala po kayong internet. So that's the good thing about this. Then once you have you successfully done all of this, as you can see, you could create your own digital library in your personal computer. So this is what I'm doing in my training sessions. So I have already done this particular in my previous training session. Some are expired, some are still number of days, but I think most are expired. So the good thing about this is kahit wala po kayo, even though you don't have internet connection, you could still browse the book. I think you have a question. So Sir Bon, what if I have already 7 days have gone through? Can I still re-download the ebook? Yes, as long as the ebook is available in your ebook collection. So I hope I have presented all of the content in a most comprehensive manner. And remember po pala, if you go to your folder account, so aside from downloading ebooks, you could access your journal articles, etc. And you could create folders within your folder. So that's the good thing and the power of your subscription. So, okay, let me just pull this up. So again, if you have questions po for me, I think I have already created a very comprehensive orientation with regards as well to the updates of your current subscription. I want to have a session sana on a live version, but I hope this session will definitely help you to maximize the resources that was subscribed by your institution. Again, if you have concerns, questions, reactions with my presentation, and how to use the EBSCO's platform, please feel free po to reach out with the library. Then the library would consolidate all of the questions po for me to address everything na lang siguro in email. Again, I'm Bon Sigisabal, your information consultant for EBSCO. Thank you very much and have a good day. Stay safe po always. Thank you very much po.
Thank you so much, Sir Von, for sharing your time and knowledge about EBSCO databases. I believe all of our attendees learned something new today. So now, it's time to award the Certificate of Appreciation to our guest speaker. Let me read the citation. Trinity University of Asia award this Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. Bonet D. Sigisabal for sharing his expertise as a resource speaker on optimizing use of online resources, a walkthrough of EBSCO-host databases, and Follett Destiny Library Manager. Held on August 26, 2022, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. through Zoom as part of the Trinitian NOS. given this 26th day of August 2022 at Trinity University of Asia, Cathedral Heights, Quezon City, Philippines. Signed by Ms. Jennifer V. Racimo, Director of Libraries, Dr. Howell T. Ho, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Gisela D. A. Luna, University President. Thank you so much, Sir Bon. To give us the closing remarks, may I call on the high school librarian, Ms. Elsa C. Kanaway.
To our distinguished resource speaker, Mr. Bonet Sigisabal, our beloved University President, Dr. Gisela D. A. Luna, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Howell C. Ho, our President for Administration and Finance, Mrs. Matilde Asuncion, to the Director of Libraries, Ms. Jennifer Virashimo, our dear student, administrator, faculty, and staff. It is an honor and privilege for me to close this webinar that we have just engaged in. The webinar entitled Optimizing Use of Online Resources, a walkthrough of EBSCO databases and Colette Destiny Library Manager. It is one of the activities in Tunisia Knows 2022. The University Library is committed to informing every Tunisian about our current EBSCO's database subscription and introduce you to Follett Destiny Library Manager, our new library management system. Please make the most of these two systems. They're going to be of great assistance to each of you as you pursue your academic goals. Please make the most of them and know that the library staff will assist you in any way they can. Allow me to end with this word from Ray Bradbury, and I quote, "Without library, what we have no past and no future." And with that, I say thank you and have a blessed day. Everyone stay safe.
Follett Destiny Library Manager is a complete library management system that can be accessed from anywhere, 24/7, helping to strengthen the crucial bond between the library, the classroom, and home. Exploring your library's resources with Destiny Library Manager, for students and parents.
If you're like me, you don't have a lot of time to spend searching for materials for projects and homework assignments. Luckily, my school has Destiny Library Manager. With Destiny Library Manager, I can quickly find a wide range of books, ebooks, and online resources. Plus, it has a ton of other features that make it easier to do schoolwork. To get started, just ask your librarian for your school's Library Manager web address. Let me log in and show you how I use Destiny Library Manager. On the home page, I see information that my school's librarians post, like school events and links to reference materials. I spend most of my time on the Catalog tab. From here, I can find the resources I need for research projects or look for books to read for fun. Last week I wrote a paper on honeybees. To get resources, all I had to do was type honeybees in the find field. You can search by title, author, subject, or series. There are different ways to narrow your search. If you want even more options, you can do a power search. I just did a quick keyword search by clicking the keyword button. My school has 9 books on honeybees. If I want to, I can sort the search results. When I sort by type, all of the print books are grouped together. I can tell which ones are print books because they have a little red book icon under the title. I can also tell if the book is available right from this screen. To find out more information about a book, click the Details button. For example, the call number helps me find where the book is in the library. I want to see if my school has any ebooks on honeybees, so I'm going to scroll through the search results. I can tell this is an ebook because it has an E icon. If the ebook is available, all I have to do to open it is click the Open button. For my paper, I also needed at least 3 online resources. See the Websites sub-tab? If your school subscribes to WebPath Express, you can access websites right from your search. When I click here, I get links to over 300 websites. My librarian told me that these sites are all reviewed by educators, so I know my teacher will approve. If your school uses OneSearch, you can also get to online databases right from your search. Just click the OneSearch sub-tab and then a database name. As you can see, Destiny Library Manager made it really easy for me to find everything I needed. While I was doing research for my project, I made a resource list. Resource lists are a great way to keep track of the resources you used or want to come back to. To make a resource list, or to get to one that you were working on, click the Resource List option. You can see the list I made for my honeybee project. If I view the list, I can get to the resources I used. What's really cool is that I can create a citation list or bibliography with the click of a button. Sometimes I print a bibliography to help me find the books on the library shelves. Or I make a citation list to hand in to my teacher. I just pick the ones I want and click Go. Can you believe how quick that was? Also, your teacher might make specific resource lists for your class. You can get to those by clicking the Public List sub-tab. The last thing I'll show you is the My Info tab. I click this to see the books I have out. If I checked out an ebook, I can access it from here. I can also see if I have any fines, holds, or if anyone recommended a title for me. I only showed you a few of Destiny Library Manager's awesome features. I think you'll really like using it because you can find so many resources so quickly, like I did for my honeybee project.
Finding library resources.
Your students love to search the web. Destiny Library Manager lets you guide them to the valuable resources in your own library. In one quick search, you can find books, ebooks, online resources, and more. On the Catalog tab, there are 3 search options: Basic, Power, and Visual. For a basic search, type your term in the Find field. If you want, narrow your search with limiters such as material type, sublocation, and award winners. If your school subscribes to the Reading Program service, or reading program information was entered into the title records manually, you can narrow your results based on reading level. Then click a button to complete your search. For even more search options, do a power search, which lets you use the Boolean operators and, or, and not. And you have more limiters, like publication year, call number, and circulation type. Let's do a visual search. Here, a series of buttons with images represent different topics. Students click the buttons to guide them toward their area of interest. For example, click the Geography Group button, and you see a button for each continent. Then click Africa to see search results with titles that have the word Africa in the subject tags. You can even create your own visual search buttons. For example, you can set up a visual search to conduct a specific power search or to open a particular website, copy category, or public resource list. Let's look at how search results appear. For this example, we'll do a basic subject search. Search results appear based on the sort by option you select, in our case material type. To reverse the order, click Go with type selected. You'll see at a glance if a title is available. An icon represents the material type, such as a book or ebook. If you see an icon you're not familiar with, just hover over it. The title, author, call number, and year of publication also appear. Click Details to get more information. For this title, you can see related resources to explore, awards, and more. Ebooks have an open button in the search results that take you to the ebook. The search results page has different sub-tabs across the top. If your school has a subscription to WebPath Express, click Websites to see a list of educator-approved sites for students. Click OneSearch to search your school's online subscription databases and free online resources in your library's collection. OneSearch is free and included with Destiny. It just needs to be set up for your school. Destiny Library Manager's search features meet the needs of everyone in your school community, from early learners to librarians.
Destiny Classic View and Destiny Quest View.
In this video tutorial, we're going to look at the two different views in Follett Destiny, the Classic View, which you see here, and then the Destiny Quest View. When you log in, and I've logged in as a teacher in our school, the default view is the Classic View, which is a more traditional view of an online library catalog. You have some navigational areas over on the left, and you have your search box right in the middle. I'll search for a book on dogs, and I can do that as a keyword, title, author, subject, or series search, and I can narrow my search by a few limiters. The location, if it's an award-winning book, a particular reading level, or interest level. Maybe I'll look for a book that would interest first through third graders. And I can look at a reading program such as Lexile, and I could type in a particular Lexile I would like my students to read, and then I can go ahead and enter my search, and then the books show up. If I'm really looking for more of a puppy book, I can use the breadcrumbs and go back and change my search parameters. That's the classic view. If I'd like a little bit more engaging interface, I can go to Destiny Quest, which is the same type of searching, but it just looks different. And I have my Quest home up here, which is where I am now. I can log out completely from the system. I can check my info, which shows me the books I have checked out or that are on my list to check out. Or I could exit Destiny Quest and go back into the classic view. I can tell I'm still logged in as a teacher in my school, and I can find books here. So I'll type in dog again and press go, and now the books show up. They just look a little different how they show up, but it's the same basic idea. I can look for more information on a book. I can narrow my search by author, subject, genre, Lexile, and so on. If I find a book I want, I can click and I can drag it into my list of books I would like to check out. If I really don't want to look for dogs and I want to look for puppies, I can press the X of my search, and I could type in puppy and search from there. And again, I could narrow down my search by the parameters over here. If a book says in, it means it's in the library. If the book says out, it's checked out. If it says ask, that means you'd want to ask the media specialist. It might be in repair, or it might be at a different library in our district, maybe at O.H. Anderson or at the middle school. If you have any questions on how to conduct a search in Classic View or Destiny Quest View, please see your school's media specialist.
Destiny Power Search.
Today, we are going to go to the next tab. It's called a Power Search. Notice that this screen looks a little different. We have keywords here in these boxes, but we have what are called Boolean operators. Boolean operators are words such as and, or not, and it helps us to be more effective in our searches. When we use the search, the Boolean operator and, it's actually going to narrow our search. It's going to combine the terms and search for those terms together. Let's try that. Okay, let's go back to keyword. Remember, we're going to find all the resources that we have in our library that include both the word dogs and cats. So let's search to see what we have here. As you can see, we have 37 resources here in our library that include both dogs and cats. So scroll down. So for example, let's take a look at this one right here. It's called The Case of the Missing Cat. But you see that also has the word dog here. So all of these resources are going to have the word dog and cat in them. So 37. So let's go back. Let's go back and we're going to use the Boolean operator OR. So what is this going to do for us? Well, when we use the word OR, it's going to broaden our search. We're going to get more results. So let's go back to our power search, and this time we're going to put in dogs or cats. So everything in the library that is either about dogs or cats. We should get more results with this search. And sure enough, this time we have 572 search results because this is everything that we have that is about dogs or cats. Okay, so the third Boolean operator is the word not. When we use this one, we are going to narrow our search. We are going to exclude words from our results. So that means that we want to know what we have that has the word dogs, but not cats. I want nothing about cats in my results, only dogs. So dogs, not cats. Let's see what we get. We have 353 results, and all of these results will have no cats in them whatsoever. So as you can see, when we use Boolean operators, it really helps us effectively search for what we're looking for.
Destiny Quest, learning the features of the Destiny Quest mobile app.
The Destiny Quest mobile app allows you to access your library's catalog anywhere, anytime. Now you can use your smartphone to search your library's catalog, access digital content, place hold on books, and if your librarian allows it, check the status of your account. It's a convenient way for you to use the library catalog when you only have a few moments of spare time between classes or when you can't get to a computer. When you log in to Destiny Quest Mobile, you are taken to the main screen. The app's features are similar to those in the desktop version of Destiny Quest. To use a feature, simply touch its button on the main screen. The search box at the top of the screen lets you look for resources in the library's catalog. After you enter a search term, you will receive the search results for print materials in your library. You can also see the search results by touching the web path, OneSearch, and digital tabs at the top of the screen. The search results screen gives you a number of options. You can visit a website via web path, access an article from one of your library's paid subscriptions with OneSearch, read an ebook by using digital, add resources to My List, or view the title details of a print book in your library's collection. In the Title Details window, you can see the availability of the selected title, place it on hold, read and write a review of it, add the title to your private resource list, or place the title on your bookshelf. Top 10 displays a visual list of the top 10 books checked out of the library in the last month. You can browse the titles and access title details from this list. For each top 10 title, you can see the cover image, title, author, availability, and average patron rating. New Arrivals displays the last 15 print materials added to the library's collection. From this list, you can open the title details to see the title's availability, place a hold, read and write reviews, or place a title on your bookshelf. When you click on Resource Lists, you can access public lists of titles your librarians or teachers have created to help you find specific resources discussed in class. You can access the title details of print materials, add titles to My Bookshelf, or open digital content placed in a resource list in a browser window. My List is a private resource list that you can save resources to for future use. You can access the title details of print materials or open an electronic resource by touching the image or title. When you touch the More arrow, you can remove the title from the resource list. You also have the option of adding books from My List to My Bookshelf and tagging them as Have Read, Now Reading, or Want to Read. As in Destiny Quest, only one private resource list is available to you in Destiny Quest Mobile. If you have created more than one resource list in the desktop version of Destiny, only the one you've accessed most recently appears in Destiny Quest Mobile. You can add titles to this list in two ways. For library materials, touch the book cover to open the Title Details window. Then, touch the Add to My List button. For electronic articles or websites, touch the More arrow and then Add to My List. With My Bookshelf, you place selected print or ebooks on a virtual shelf and categorize them as Have Read, Now Reading, or Want to Read. You can also access the title details of the books you have placed here. If your librarian gives you access to the account feature, you can see the recent activity in your account. You can see the titles you have placed on hold, titles you now have checked out, and any outstanding fines. It also gives you the option to log out of Destiny Quest Mobile. The Destiny Quest mobile app brings Destiny Quest to your smartphone. Now it is possible to access Destiny Quest anywhere, anytime, making it convenient for you to use the library's catalog while on the go. To learn more about Destiny Quest Mobile, see the other e-learnings in this series.
Thank you so much, Ms. Elsa C. Kanaway, our high school librarian. And now, a reminder to participants, in order to get an e-certificate, please complete the online evaluation using the link that was flashed on the screen, or you may scan the QR code flashed on your screen. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to like and follow our social media accounts on Facebook pages, Instagram, and Twitter flash on your screen. For inquiries, please email us at library@tua.edu.ph. Maraming salamat, stay safe and healthy everyone. God bless us all.